They say the heart of a believer is like a secret garden. Some hearts are full of weeds, some filled with thorns, and some bloom with flowers so beautiful that even angels stop to marvel. But every garden begins with a seed, and sometimes that seed is hidden in the darkest soil. In a forgotten village, far from cities and markets, there lived a man named Malik. His face was hard, his voice rough, and his heart was a battlefield. Malik was feared in his town, not because he was wealthy or powerful, but because he was bitter. His neighbors avoided him. Children would hide when he passed by. Even the imam of the masjid would sigh whenever Malik entered, for his presence was heavy. But Malik had not always been this way. Years ago, he was a gentle farmer. He had a wife who smiled like the morning sun and a daughter who laughed like flowing water. His home was filled with peace until one winter when illness swept the land. Within weeks, both his wife and his daughter returned to Allah. Malik buried them with his own hands, but when he left the graveyard, he also buried his softness. He returned to the village a broken man, and every day after that, his heart grew colder. He stopped praying, he stopped speaking kindly, he stopped believing that his life could ever hold light again. And so the years passed. Malik lived like a shadow among men, alive but not living. Then came a night that would change everything. It was a stormy evening. The winds howled, the rain fell in sheets, and the village streets were empty. Malik was returning home when he heard something, a faint cry, almost drowned by the storm. He followed the sound and found a child, no older than 7, shivering beneath a tree. The boy's clothes were soaked, his lips trembling, his small hands clutching a bag of bread. Malik's first thought was to walk away, but something in the boy's eyes stopped him. "Why are you here?" Malik barked. The boy whispered, "I'm trying to take bread to my mother. She is sick, and I cannot let the rain ruin it." Malik stared at the trembling figure. For the first time in years, he saw not a stranger, but his own daughter's face in the boy's eyes. He swallowed hard and said, "Come with me." He carried the boy to his home, lit a fire, dried his clothes, and gave him food. The boy ate with gratitude, and when he finished, he said softly, "Uncle, may Allah reward you. My mother prays for people like you." The words pierced Malik's heart like an arrow. For years, he had avoided Allah's name. Yet here it was, spoken with purity by a child. That night, Malik could not sleep. He sat by the fire and remembered the Imam's words from long ago. When Allah takes something from you, it is only to give you something greater, if you turn back to Him. Malik whispered into the night, "Ya Allah, is there still a way back for me?" The next morning, Malik took the boy home. His mother lay weak on a mat, but when she saw Malik, she smiled. "Are you the man who helped my son?" she asked. Malik nodded. Tears filled her eyes. "Then I pray Allah softens your heart as He softened his." That day, Malik began to change. Slowly, painfully, like a tree forcing its roots through stone. He returned to the masjid after years. At first, people avoided him, But the Imam welcomed him with a smile that melted his shame. He prayed again, his forehead heavy on the ground, his tears soaking the carpet. With each sajda, a thorn was pulled from his heart. But Malik's journey was not easy. His past haunted him. People whispered behind his back. Some mocked him, saying, "This man thinks he can just pray now and be forgiven?" Malik would go home and sit in the dark, wondering if Allah truly could forgive a man who had turned away for so long. One night, as he read Qur'an, his eyes fell on a verse. "Do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins." He repeated it over and over until his voice broke. That night, Malik felt as if chains had been unlocked from his soul. From that day forward, he dedicated himself to serving others. He repaired broken fences, carried water for widows, shared food with orphans. And slowly, the village that once feared him began to love him. Children who once hid from him now ran to greet him. Neighbors who avoided him now invited him for tea. Malik's home, once silent, now echoed with laughter. Years passed, and Malik became known as not the bitter man, but as the caretaker of hearts. And yet he never forgot that stormy night when a child carrying bread had awakened the garden within him. When Malik's time came to leave this world, the entire village gathered to pray over him. The Imam wept as he said, "Do you see, O people? This is the mercy of Allah. The man who once lived in darkness now shines with light, and his story will remind us forever. No heart is too broken for Allah to heal." And so Malik's story lived on, a story of loss, of pain, of despair, but most of all, a story of hope, a reminder that no matter how far you have gone, no matter how heavy your sins, the doors of Allah's mercy are never closed. So let this story be a seed in your heart. Water it with prayer, nurture it with patience, guard it with remembrance. And one day, your heart too will become a garden where light blooms and where others will find shade and peace. If this story touched your heart, remember your journey is not over. Life may test you, break you, humble you, but as long as you breathe, you can return to Allah. Share the story, carry its lesson, and let your own life become a lantern for others. Because sometimes the most broken among us become the brightest guides.